Lesson 1, the crimes against the fundamental law of the state. Amo ni sa ang whether is a public officer or employee. Amo sa ang Bill of Rights. First articles is articles 1 to 4, the arbitrary detention. Any public officer or employee who without legal grounds detains a person shall suffer, based sa definition na binigay ng batas, ang kung sino mang tao o kung sino mang public or employee na mag-detain sa isang tao without legal grounds ay masasampahan po ng arbitrary detention. Ibig sabihin yan, ikaw ay isang public officer o nagtatrabaho sa ating gobyerno katulad ng mga pulis, barangay official o kahit sino ng employee o public official ay maring masampahan na tinatawag na arbitrary detention. Kung napatunayan nakadetain ka ng tao without legal grounds o nagdetain ka ng isang tao na walang basihan, ang kaso sa kanya is ang articles 1 to 4, the arbitrary detention. Illegal sa kasi inaresto mo yung taong walang basihan, walang legal grounds na ginawa. Number 1, the penalty of arresto mayor, it is maximum period to prisons correctional, it is minimum period if the detention has not exceeded 3 days. Number 2, the penalty of prisons correctional is medium and maximum period if the detention has continued more than 3 but not more than 15 days. And number 3, the penalty of prison mayor if the detention has continued for more than 15 days but not more than 6 months. And number 4, that of reclusion temporal if the detention shall have exceeded 6 months. Example ng krimen. Si Mart ay isang pulis. Kinulong yung isang tao walang legal grounds. Si Mart ay maring masampahan ng arbitrary detention. And another crime is ang articles 1 to 5, the delay and the delivery of detained person to the proper judicial authority. The penalties provided in the next preceding article shall be imposed upon the public officer or employee who shall detain any person for some legal grounds and shall fail to deliver such person to proper judicial authorities within the period of 12 hours for crimes or offense the punishable by light penalties, and 18 hours for crimes or offense punishable by correctional penalties, and 36 hours for crimes or offense the punishable by afflictive or capital penalties. Ito yung pag-deliver ng mga kaso na taong nanaresto mo na ibang-ibang uri ng krimen na ginawa. Yung pag-deliver mo ng proper judicial authority ay pinatagal mo yung pag-deliver ng kaso ng tao na inaresto mo o kinulong mo. Dapat within 12 hours. Light penalties. Example ng light penalties is ang unjust vexation, na asar siya, na inis. Dapat within period of 12 hours, dapat nasampaan mo na yan ng kaso. And next is ang 18 hours for correctional penalties. Dapat correctional penalties, example ng krimen is ang less serious physical injury. Nag-injure ka, nanuntok, binugbog mo siya, binaril mo siya sa paa, walang kang balak na patayin siya. Dapat within period of 18 hours, dapat nasampahan mo yan ng kaso. And next is ang 36 hours for crimes or offense the punishable by afflictive or capital penalties. Example ng afflictive crimes is ang infanticide. Si Juan ay isang ama, pinatay yung kanyang anak na less than 3 years old. Dapat within period of 36 hours, dapat nasampahan niya ng kaso. Pag lumagpas ka sa 12 and 18 and 36 hours, light penalties, correctional penalties, and afflictive penalties, pwede makasuhan yung pulis ng violation of Articles 1 to 5, the delay in the delivery of detained person to the proper judicial authorities. And next crimes is Articles 1 to 6, the delaying of release. The penalties provided for in Articles 1 to 4 shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who delay for the period of the time to specify therein the performance of any judicial or executive order. For the release of a prisoner of detention prisoner or unduly delay the service of the new choice of such order to sentence prisoner of the proceeding upon any petition for the liberation of such person. Based sa definition ng binigay ng batas, ang sabi dito, ang karaniwang nakasala ay ang jail warden or guard. Pero hindi lang po sila, pwede rin po ang court personnel na nag-serve ng order o release galing sa korte. And another crime is ang Articles 1 to 7, the expulsion. The penalty of prison correctional shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who not be in their authorized by law shall expel the any person from the Philippines island or shall compel such person to change his residence. There are two punishable acts under the Articles 1 to 7, the expulsion. First, any person from the Philippines Islands. Number 2, shall compel such person to change his residence. Ito yung pinapalayas mo, example, pinalayas mo ang isang Pilipinas, pinapalayas mo sa Pilipinas ang isang Pilipino without authority, then liable ka ng expulsion. And next example is pinilit mo ang isang Pilipino na pumalit ng isang tirahan without authority, then liable ka ng crime ng expulsion. Third element is ang officer is not authorized to do so by law. Dapat yung korte o judge po mag-order sa iyo na lumipat ka ng tirahan. Dapat yung order na yon may valid final judgment ng korte. And another crimes is Articles 1 to 8, the violation of domicile. The penalty of prisons correctional, it is minimum period shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who not being authorized by judicial order shall enter any dwelling against the will of the owner thereof, search of paper or other effect found therein without the previous consents of such owner, or having surreptitiously in their said dwelling, and being required to leave the premise, shall refuse to do so, if the offense be committed in the night time, or if any papers or effect not constituting evidence of a crime be not returned immediately after the search made by the officer. The penalty shall be prisons correctional, it is medium and maximum period. Based sa definition na binigay ng batas, yung pumasok ay public officer or employee. Halimbawa, labag dun sa kagustuhan ng may-ari ng bahay na pumasok ang isang pulis at saka nag-search doon sa loob ng bahay na wala namang dalang search warrant o walang talagang search warrant galing sa korte. Maring masampahan yung pulis ng Articles 1 to 8, the violation of domicile. And next crimes is ang Articles 1 to 9, the search warrants maliciously obtained and abused in the service of those legally obtained. Ito ay isang krimen na ginagawa ng mga opisyal o empleyado ng gobyerno sa pamamagitan ng pagkuha o pag-apply ng search warrant na walang basihan o hindi makatarungang pagpapatupad sa mga valid o legal na search warrant. Articles 1 to 9, there are two punishable acts: procuring and search warrant without just cause. Walang just cause kung walang probable cause. And number 2, exceeding his authority or by using unnecessary severity and executing a search warrant legally procured. And another crime is ang Articles 130, searching domicile without witness. The penalty of arresto mayor, it is medium and maximum period, shall be imposed upon a public officer or employee who, in case where a search and the proper shall search the domicile paper or other belongings of any person, if the absent of the latter, any member of his family or in their default, without the presence of two witnesses residing in the same locality. Ito ay isang krimen na ginagawa ng mga opisyal o empleyado ng gobyerno. Ito ay opisyal na may hawak na valid research warrant na nagsiserve ng search warrant wala yung may-ari o ibang ibang nakatira o walang dalawang saksi mula sa komunidad. Ito yung mga ating mga si Mart at si Jan, isang pulis. Nag-search na sa bahay ni Kwan na walang tao. Pinasok nila yung bahay nila kahit walang witness. Sila ay maaaring masampahan ng Articles 130, the search domicile without witness. Dapat mag-search of domicile without witness. Dapat nandiyan yung homeowner, member of the family of sufficient age and declaration, and number 3, responsible member of the community. Kapag nandiyan homeowner, hindi na kailangan yung number 2 at number 3, the member of the family of sufficient age and declaration. And number 3, the responsible member of the community. Kung nandiyan naman yung member of the family of sufficient age and declaration, hindi na natin kailangan yung homeowner o number 3, yung responsible member of the community. Kung walang homeowner and member of the family of sufficient age and declaration, kung nandiyan yung number 3, responsible member of the community, hindi na natin kailangan yung homeowner o member of the family of sufficient age and declaration. And another crimes is ang Articles 131, the prohibition, interruption, and dissolution in peaceful meeting. The penalty of provisional, it is minimum period, shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who without legal ground shall prohibit or interrupt the holding of peaceful meeting or shall dissolve the same. The same penalty shall be imposed upon a public officer or employee who shall hinder any person from joining in a lawful association or from attending any of his meeting. The same penalty shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who shall prohibit or hinder any person from addressing, either alone or together with other, any petition to the authorities for the correction or abuse or redress of grievance. May 3 punishable acts. First is ang employee without legal ground shall be prohibit or interrupt the holding of peaceful meeting or shall dissolve the same. Ito sample ng public officer or employee who without legal grounds shall prohibit or interrupt the holding of peaceful meeting or shall dissolve the same. Ito ay si Juan ay isang tanod sa kanilang barangay. May prayer meeting sa kanilang purok. Siya ay pinatigil na yung prayer meeting sa kanilang barangay. Pinabawalan niya yung mga tao na mag-meeting doon. And the second punishable acts of Articles 131, is that the same penalty shall be imposed upon a public officer or employee who shall hinder any person from joining in a law association or from attending any of its meeting. Sample, si Mart ay isang pulis, pinabawalan niyang pumunta yung kapitbahay niya sa pulong na yon. Pinabawal niya dumalo yung kapitbahay niya sa meeting ni kapitan. Kapag pumunta yung kapitbahay niya sa meeting ni kapitan, iuliin niya o ikukulong. And third punishable acts of Articles 131 is that the same penalty shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who shall prohibit or either any person from addressing either alone or together with other any petition to the authorities for the correction of abuse of redress or grievances. Ito naman ang pagtigil o pagbawal sa tao na magsalita o umiling sa mga otoridad tungkol sa pagwasdo sa mga pang-abuso o inaing ng tao o mga tao. Ang requirement lang po dito ay dapat gawin ito sa maayos na pamaraan and there no damage to public peace or